Hey there. So I talked about the benefits of journaling. This one is a little bit different. It's about the outcomes of journaling, and it's basically some of those end goals that you might have when you're thinking through, like, why are you beginning this process of journaling? What is your end game about it? And so a lot of this goes back to the research that I did. And so it's research that I found from other people, but also the people that I had in my own study. And then I also have some information from just some friends that I asked on Facebook, actually, of just like, what are some things that you use journaling for, and how is it helpful to you? And then for myself as well, because I've been doing it for such a long time. And so the first one is just solutions, and it's really just thinking through, like, setting goals and working through problems and figuring out, like, what do I need to do about this? So this could be work related, it could be health related, it could be family related. So it really depends on you. I have to be a little more vague in this section because I want it to be you picking something that works well for you. But thinking through in your own life, what are some things that you have goals set for, and what are some problems maybe that you've come across that you want to work towards solutions? And so it's really about decision making and planning things out. Another one that kind of goes with that is about perspective. And this is something that I've had to work through quite a bit in my previous life, because when you have somebody that you work with that causes some struggle, it's important to try to think about things from other perspectives than your own. And so I literally have written out, like, well, maybe they're thinking this, maybe they're thinking that. And for some people, you could have that conversation with them, but for others, you can't. And so a journal is a good place to kind of work through things and try to see a problem from multiple angles to come up with a better solution. And therefore, like, when you're going into maybe a conversation that you might not want to have, at least you kind of have some ideas in your mind of multiple perspectives. So kind of similar to that is thinking about things that you want to work through, because obviously if you are thinking through things for other people, I'm sure there are others thinking about things for you of how you could be growing and changing. And so a journal is a really good place for you to work on habits, work on behaviors. For myself, it's my expectations for myself are really high. And so I have a hard time making mistakes. And so it might be a place where I'm like, it's okay if I make a mistake. It's okay that I don't know this. Like, technology is one of my big things that I get very, very frustrated. And so I avoid it, which isn't always good either. And so it's something that I've worked through in my journaling process to be able to say, like, these are the people that I could ask. This is what I could try to make it, something better in me rather than just not do it. And so, growth is a really important thing that a lot of people use journaling for. Positivity is so important. So some people use journals for venting, which is of course negative. It's better to vent in a journal than to other people, though, because, negativity breeds negativity. And so if you're talking with a bunch of people and complaining about something or someone, it ends up that a bunch of people in that conversation are kind of, doing the same thing. Where if you're writing it in a journal, it's a different place that you can kind of work things out that way. But on the flip side, if you can figure out when you are having those negative thoughts, how to flip it around to something positive to work on instead, or again, going back to perspectives, or, how to change how you're doing things or grow or whatever to focus on positivity, it is huge. And there's a lot of statistics that go back to the importance of positivity and how that is helpful for your mental health and wellness as well. Going along with that is gratitude. And so there's so much research out there about how gratitude is just so important. And so what I'd like you to do from this, it's not required, but it'd be neat for you to just kind of write down a list of some of the things that you're grateful for right now. And so if you can do that throughout your day, like all of a sudden, you know, you're having a rough moment, if you can think through and find 3 things you're thankful about right then, oh my goodness, there's so much research out there about how that's helpful. And so obviously journaling that, writing that down whenever you can is a phenomenal outcome that will help you in many ways. Again, part of that is doing it daily. And so the habit of it is really, really important. And then the last one is really just thinking about how our thinking changes all the time. And that's a good thing, right? So we've never arrived. We're always growing. We're always trying different things. And so another outcome of journaling is if you look back through and reflect on things, you might find that something that bothered you like maybe a year ago isn't affecting you anymore, or something that you just weren't sure how to do, now you can do. Or even the fact that you got through something that was hard and you were able to do it. And so just the idea of being able to change your thinking over time does not mean you're going to change other people's thinking, but working through things on your own may help you to deal with someone else or somebody else's perspective that isn't changing. And so really, if you think about all of those things, it's just a way to really literally work through the hard thoughts and moments in your life and being able to put them down on paper, work through them, deal with them so that you can come back to enjoy the things that are around you in your life.